This OLODO uprising that we even have right now.
OLODO uprising?
Yeah, bro. It's terrible. I promise you. It's like we're trying so much to accommodate unintelligent people and ignorant people because we don't want them to feel bad and all these things. So now they're now like the majority. There's a massive attack on the educational system in Nigeria, bro. Aside from like the kidnapping and the Boko Haram, which is like, bro, those guys are literally going at that nerve center. Other factors, leadership not prioritizing things that are important. The society not celebrating academic excellence. People don't even want to go to school anymore. Like, it's just like, why?
It's Yahoo culture.
It's not even just Yahoo culture. Now we have Peller culture.
Anytime we hear something as to whenever someone is giving a speech, even as I'm doing right now, the three things always happens. What you understate unknowingly, you will condescend some things. What you will overstate, whether you like it or not, and what is not stated at all. Firstly, I want to address the fact that I strongly disagree with the idea that anybody is an OLODO. I think it is just pure intellectual arrogance to assume that people are OLODO, because unknowingly, OLODO is a term that you are using for a field that is not designated to everybody. You see, the idea of being an OLODO is entwined with academics at a level. And academics is just a type of education. In fact, I don't even think academics as it is in Nigeria can handle the new generation of life and how life should be. The current curriculum we have in academics does not prepare people properly for the world out there. And that's why we have more people uneducated academically leading the fiasco or leading the forefront of the battlefield of economical service. I said more people. I didn't say they're not people academically sound that are up there. I said more quantity. We must be careful to know when I'm being descriptive and when I'm being prescriptive. I just need to get this out there. Academics is not the same thing as education. That thing, I want that thing to sink into our heads. Academics is not the same thing as education. It can never be. Words have their meaning, and you cannot read your meaning and make a word mean what you want it to mean. Academics is what they teach you in school. It's a curriculum. It is useful, but it is not the only form of learning. Education is what you teach yourself. Education predates even academics. The form of style of education that Joseph in the Bible learned to make him excel in Potiphar's house all the way to become Zaphnath Paneah was not academics. So there are people that will fail the test of academics, but they will pass the test of leadership, of essence and meaning. Just because people pass the test of curriculum and memorization, you would think that automatically it grants you the forefront of leadership, of essence, of meaning. It doesn't work that way. I don't know how or where society got that notion from. And that same notion has eaten into the practical scenarios of life, where just because a man or a lady does not pass the test of the technicality of English language, because that's what they teach you in school. You will see in school, they will tell you adverbial clause of this, adverbial phrase of that, adverbial this of that. Now, those things are useful at a level. But just because a man will say something like, bringing me your phone, I come in tomorrow, I come yesterday, just because it fails the technicality of that conversation, you automatically assume that the person has taken a role of OLODO. It's not true. It is intellectual arrogance on your part, because passing the test of the technicality of English language does not mean I failed the test of lingua franca. The idea of lingua franca is to communicate. You understand what I'm talking about? And that has nothing to do with my intelligence. You've not even penetrated my intelligence level yet. You've not even tested my IQ yet. I only failed the technicality of a language that is not primarily mine. You should still probe for that. Understand where is this person's intelligence? It's the intelligence you need. It is the morality you need. Because the fact that I passed the test of technicality of English language does not mean I have good morals at the same time. I can be well spoken, well polished, and be the most mean, insane person on earth. Adolf Hitler was a mover. And have you listened to Adolf Hitler's speech? He and Martin Luther King Jr., they are the same thing. When they speak, they can move mountains. Adolf Hitler will speak like this. Even me, when I was in some of his speeches, I did shake. But let's look at the life of Adolf Hitler. It has nothing to do with the essence of life. I don't know who convinced society that passing academic examination is proof someone should lead. Excelling at memorization, analysis, or technical knowledge may make you a skilled professional, but it is not an automatic certificate in wisdom, vision, character, or understanding the deeper purpose of society. The greatest knowledge and the greatest challenges facing humanity are not solved by intelligence alone, facts, but by judgment, integrity, courage, and the ability to understand people. And also to understand your environment. I forgot to add that to it. Somewhere along the line, society confused academical success with existential competence. Passing exams may qualify you to perform a profession, but it doesn't automatically qualify you to define meaning, lead civilizations, or decide what is best for humanity. They don't work that way. If you go to Idumota market today, I kid you not, majority of them are not academically sound or pass the test of academics. How many graduates with BSc, HND, everything, D, all that, D, this, D, with your A parallel, everything you get a first class, you even get above first class, anything above it, you get it. How many of you are ready to condescend? If that's in any case, it's not condescending, but how many of you are ready to condescend to a level of working in a market that is as populated as the Idumota market? But those guys control millions, billions, but you're not ready because you think that just because you pass the test of academics, memorization, curriculum, structure, You think that life already gives you an automatic pass check at life to lead, to be famous, to be popular. It doesn't work that way. Education is a different brand and is very broad. I don't need to go to school academics to be a funny person. Being funny is natural. If you don't got it, you don't got it, right? And once I can equip whatever I have as a skill and morph it into something that is marketable in a public space through social media, that alone is education. The problem is because we don't write down, there's no teacher, there's no exam. You think that I'm not passing test of examination. I am. But some people pass this curriculum unknowingly because of their skilled nature in the educational structure of displaying their own skill online. It could be comedy, it could be talking head, talking about stuff, it could be sport analysis, it could be banter list. As funny as it seems, somebody that finished with first class in medical, whatever, you may not earn half as much as somebody who has passed the test of the technicality of putting sport banter and turning it into comedy for people to laugh online. Life doesn't work that way, and we can see it evident with even Jesus Christ. When Jesus wanted to identify John the Baptist, did you know what he called John the Baptist? He said, surely there is no woman born of the womb. No woman, they say there's no man on earth born of the womb that is as important than this person. He pointed at John the Baptist because of the role he had to play. He was the one that was meant to hand over the baton to Jesus, the last prophet before Jesus, right? Historically. Now, let us describe who God decided to use. Of all the people to lead that kind of assignment, look at who God decided to use. Should I tell you how the Bible describes John the Baptist? If you see John the Baptist, you will know that Peller is too classy. He's too classy for someone like John the Baptist. Number one, John the Baptist already failed the test of academics. He failed woefully because he was in the forest. Two, his hair was growing almost outside of his body. It was tattered, battered, and weather beaten. It was unkept. His hair was rough. He was scattered. His face was hideous. The description of John the Baptist fails the curriculum of academics and structure. But that's who God used. Go and check all through scriptures, the people that God used. Is he Elisha? Is he Elijah? How many people did God use that were well skilled, like academically, or were structured as per royal whatever? If God or the intelligent being behind creation can use or pinpoint assignments meant to lead civilization come from environments or from people that they fail the test of structure, fail the test of features, fail the test of appearance, fail the test of intelligence, but they have passed the test of essence, of meaning, of charity. There are greater things than intelligence. Intelligence is not as powerful as charity. Love is a more intricate value and more valuable item than intelligence. Paul said, I can have all things, all wisdom, all knowledge, all that. If I don't have love, I have nothing. Because love is what transforms society. Love is what elevates society. Love is what makes you speak a certain way. That tells you that even though I'm trying to communicate something, you know that love tells you that you don't pinpoint it on someone. I feel it is totally unnecessary, in fact, to actually use his name, Peller culture, as a statement to buttress your point. Because let's be factual. If it's your son, you won't do it. If it's your brother, you won't do it. If it's my brother, I wouldn't like it. If it's my father, I won't take it. But just because he doesn't pass the test of familiarity or family, automatically looks easy to say. And for some of you that say you understand what he's saying, yes, I understand what he's trying to pass across. But first of all, the epistemical premise that the notion is presenting is not even accurate. Because what he's trying to deal with in the terms of the popularity, the fame, the people who've accepted, it is always going to be like that. There will always be anomalies around us. I've never told you that Peller is even... I'm not trying to even decide Peller. Not even really, I'm just being honest here. iShowSpeed has 10,000 times more nuisance value than Peller has ever had. I don't see any one of you saying that we made this guy famous. In fact, when he came to Nigeria, I saw the way everybody wanted that guy to come to their house and were shouting iShowSpeed, iShowSpeed. Do you know what iShowSpeed has done? iShowSpeed has done content with the porn style, in case you don't know. I don't start bringing up things he has done, but do you know the despicable things he has done? I like the guy. I'm just saying, don't do that. Don't make it look like it's a Nigerian thing. It's not. Stop stigmatizing. It's a guy called Rakai in the United States. Have you seen his nuisance value? Okay, somebody puts ball on the ground and all he does is reseba, reseba. Have you seen the kind of mega deals he signed? How he got popular? There will always be anomalies in the grand scheme of things, especially in the entertainment industry. It will always be like that. There will always be certain anomalies that will just pop up, that will break the yardstick for the status quo to show as a premise for the notion that foolishness must exist for wisdom to have value. The fact that what Peller is doing may be seen as OLODO and foolish does not mean it is foolish in itself. There are people who need something like that. But if you truly understand that there are certain people that need to be at the upper echelon of discussion of popularity and fame, The real question is not tackling corruption. The real question is not tackling OLODO nature. The real what it poses on you is what intricate or what elevation value is you and I. What are we contributing to the applause, to the elevation of our society around us? You don't tackle corruption by labeling corruption. You tackle corruption by creating value. You don't tackle OLODO nature by saying this OLODO nature is bad and highlighting it. That's spotting rotten eggs. Even a fool can do that. We actually fix society by laying good eggs. You don't spot it. Anybody can spot it. It's easy to spot a rotten egg. Anybody can smell a rotten egg. A madman can cross a road. But can a madman drive effectively? Me now, on my own platform, with the little money that I have, what am I doing to elevate certain intelligent people that have the hunger and the zest to actually lead, to actually add to the elevation value of our environment? What am I doing to also put them on the pedestal of where they should be? We don't put it on the role of government alone. Every single arsenal you have, every single strength you have for media, for music, anything you have, you are blessed to bless. Academics measures the ability to learn and apply established knowledge. Leadership requires judgment, emotional intelligence, moral courage, vision, and accountability. Wisdom comes from reflection, experience, humility, and understanding the human nature, not from grades alone. Academics is not the biggest or the best form of education. Don't let anybody give you that notion. It's just a type of education. And in any case, I will keep emphasizing it. The curriculum for academics in Nigeria today needs a heavy rebranding. The reason why many people are losing interest, many youth, in the academical pursuit of this country is not because they are bad or inherently. It's because when you look at the investment and you look at the reward it brings, in between the line, any fool can tell that something isn't right. How can I spend 6 years, then 4 years in university, that's 10. Then I spent 6 years from primary 1 to SS, primary 1 to primary 6. That's how many years? That's 16 years already, minus nursery school. So you're telling me I'll spend about 16 to 20 years pursuing a life that will earn me 150k per month. Let me even be generous, 500k per month. And they will use me Monday to Friday. I can't do any other thing. And there's someone else who is in the Dumota market. The person is even an OLODO. All the person is doing, he has passed the test of business education, supreme market penetration. He has learned, he doesn't even know what he's doing in supreme market penetration. In the sense that somebody in this shop is selling, somebody in this shop has decided that, okay, what I'm going to sell is, I'm going to be selling gele. I want to be selling gele and traditional wares. But beside him, he goes to go and find someone that used to do tailor job. He said, come and collect this shop beside me. So what's that? That's market. As you are buying here, you are sewing here. These people will continuously to lead the market sector. It's just because they don't have time to become into social media. They don't even need social media to sell their markets. They already sell. There's no such thing as OLODO. I want to bring that thing out. Every man, every human being has its intrinsic value. You have where you are needed. It is because society has failed to create options for the youth. That's what is causing this. If you take a fish and you judge a fish by how fast or how well it can climb a tree or how slow it can climb a tree, you will forever judge that fish as a failure because you have taken it away from the habitat where it can excel. If you put a fish back into the water, oh my God, it's natural. You will see the beauty in the design. Some people have fear of heights. Will you judge them by the fear of heights and say, oh, this person is not courageous? Because I'm scared of heights does not mean I'll be scared of wild animals. I can be scared of heights, but I will chase a lion away. Every human being has their natural ecosystem where their value is needed. It is society that doesn't give us a kaleidoscope of where people can actually display their essence and meaning. I know more than 20, 50 esports players now that I'm wondering if there was no esports, what would these people have been doing? Farouk and Killer Freak are the leaders. Farouk, Killer Freak, Fola, Baji Jr. These are the leaders. Michel, Nonex, Yemi, all these guys. These are the leaders of esports of FIFA in Nigeria today. And why? They've created an ecosystem where these people can thrive with their own intelligence. Who would have known Farouk could be this skilled? Who would have known that Killer Freak, a boy like that, could ever be intelligent in playing FIFA? These guys have taken FIFA to a different level. And now they're going to represent the country abroad, right? But if not for men like Mr. Kumi, like KD Sports, like OAS Esports, AY, Mr. Kumi Spectacular, Chima, Dr. Seed, if not for these people that have laid down their lives and said, no, we can do this, but we will lay a foundation that will develop an ecosystem for people that though they may fail the test of academics, and they will call them OLODO in that side, but they will pass the test of education, gaming education. You come and check the lady's skill in plaiting hair, you'll be marveled. You'll be marveled by these people's skill in plaiting hair. Come and check someone that will fail the test of academics, but come and check them in the spectrum of plumbing work. You'll be marveled by how skilled these people are. Come and check someone that will fail the test of English language, but come and let this person teach your son in Yoruba. You will see how skilled this person is. Nobody is an OLODO. Nobody. It doesn't mean I support everything Peller does. It just means to label him as the culture is rising and it's allowing people. It's not true. Unknowingly, you have condescended our own ability to contribute to the retrogression of this society, because you don't need to contribute to the retrogression. All you need to do is not do anything that contributes to the elevation. Naturally, nuisance value is your product. Naturally, that's what will happen. Once you don't contribute to the elevation of society, naturally you'll be exhibiting nuisance value. It's a natural byproduct. There are no useless minds, only minds measured by the wrong standards. A fish judged by its ability to climb a tree will spend its life believing it is incapable. Every human being possesses a pattern of intelligence that becomes valuable when matched with the right problem. The purpose of education should not be ranked by human beings. It should be help each person discover where their abilities create the greatest value. Society loses enormous potential because it rewards a narrow set of talents while overtaking or overlooking countless others. I reject the idea that human beings are inherently dull. Every person has a domain where their mind can create exceptional value. The tragedy is that many people are judged in environments that were never designed for the way they think. All this I wrote down because I was just thinking, I'm like, this isn't accurate. In order to think, you must risk offending people. But in your pursuit for thought and objectivity, do not misplace the role of humanity. Do not condescend anyone to a stigmatized product where the person will lose the flavor of the conversation and look like you are attacking his personality instead of his actions. While I don't completely agree with many things Peller does, I want to believe that the only way you can solve this problem properly is when we can, all of us can work together to contribute to the shining bright light of people who have better value. That's the way you fix it. Leave him to thrive. Leave him to thrive. Persecution strengthens resolve. Leave him to thrive. Raise new talents that will give edifying value. Use your platform to do it. Men, women, use your platform to raise these people. You know them, post them, keep posting them. Tunde Not is there. If not for Tunde Not, I wouldn't be at this level. Tunde Not is the one that rose me to a certain level. He's consistent posting me. He has contributed to the elevation of society, whether you like it or not. You conquer darkness by shining your light so bright. You don't remove the darkness. You don't remove what you feel like, this is the problem. No. You solve it by going in there and shining so bright. That doesn't even mean Peller is dark. People like Peller are always a necessity and are always proof that God is a merciful God, that he will make his sun to shine both on the good and on the evil, whether you like it or not. Live and let live. But what we should focus on is using our capacity, as small as it may be, to elevate more people in our society, that we contribute to a better society. At the point where the kaleidoscope of people and the majority are now doing this, even men like Peller can now draw inspiration from these people and know when to put the boundaries and the gaps in between. That's how you lead, not by saying the Peller culture. I don't agree with it on all levels.